I am Sarah. I read as Sora the Intuitive for Sky Messages by Sora. I am a tarot reader who specializes in past life readings. I also teach and mentor the tarot. I have two journals, one for learning the tarot and one for more learning yourself and deepening the connection with your deck. That one's a collaboration with Killer Pancake, who makes a couple of the decks I'll be reviewing. The reason I started this channel, and specifically this series, the tarot review series, is that I really want people to be able to have a connection. I want anyone who wants to do the tarot to be able to learn it. And a lot of times people get really frustrated because the first deck that they start using, they don't really connect with. And so I'm hoping that instead of getting frustrated or spending a lot of money on decks that they then realize they don't want, people can sort of start to learn what their style is, what theme they're looking for, what kind of imagery works for them, and help people find the right decks for them. I do believe that if there is a tarot deck out there, there is an audience for it. And if there is somebody who wants to learn, then there's definitely a deck for them. So this won't have star ratings. This won't be about what's good and bad. It'll be about the details, such as the guidebook, a level that it's good for, like basic to advanced. It will be, how close it is to the Rider-Waite or the Tarot de Marseille, or the Thoth for those who prefer that. And it will just give people a look and hopefully help them start to begin their journey. Or for those of us who have been on their journey for a while, but are thinking about new decks and testing out different things, give them a preview. So there are some of the decks behind me, but if there are any you're interested in, let me know. And let's get started. For today's tarot deck review, we are looking at the White Witch Tarot. This is a really beautiful deck, and it is Major Arcana only, so when you see me do the cards, I am going to have them in order. I just think that's the best way to display these kind of decks. And next week when we do the pick-a piles, we will use this deck alongside a playing card deck, and I just like doing that because it's like using the full tarot deck. But jumping in, this is a gorgeous deck. You see the gold foil. This is the box, and it is nice and sturdy, and it's got the magnet enclosure, which is really nice because it's keeping them safe, and they're really gorgeous, so you want to do that. It's got a nice introduction to the illustrator, and you can just feel how much she connects to what she's doing. The guidebook is beautiful, and it has a poem for every card. And I love that because it just makes these cards really magical, and they're a lot of fun to work with. It also has instructions on how to use it. It's kind of a mini spread right there. And I love that. Moving into the deck itself, it's got the gold foil. So they're really stunning cards. And I'm starting with the Magician because that is how she does her book. A lot of people do that with their Major Arcana. I've noticed, especially the Major Arcana only. And the Fool, starting at the beginning or at the end, it doesn't matter because he is the beginning, yes. But the tarot is all about cycles. And so once you reach the end, you're back in the beginning, and the Fool represents that kind of cycling. And so I love when people use it at the end. You see the illustrations are gorgeous. You'll see I don't do a lot of readings with these on my channel unless they're one card readings. But what I do use these for a lot is inspiration. Prompts, if I'm going to be meditating, I will take a card and use the image and the poetry to kind of let me get into the mood and give me something to work with, using it for journaling prompts. It's very, to me, very inspirational. I really, really love these. This deck is fantastic if you're looking to be inspired, if you're looking to find your muse. Like I said, prompts for journaling, meditation, exploring the concepts, or learning the major arcana. It's a really great deck for that. If you are someone who loves major arcana only decks or has spreads where you separate the major arcana, it can be really great because you can use this one as that piece and then another one for the rest of it, and so they can really stand out. There's a YouTube reader on here that I've noticed uses these sometimes, and I'm always really drawn to them. I really, really love this deck. See, and there's the Fool. I love the use of animal imagery. I love how much detail there is. You've heard me probably talk about color before, how I like to have a lot of color in decks, but the way she uses the 2, 3, there's a little bit of white, colors really, really elevates the images rather than just simplifying them. So I really, really love that. They're really gorgeous. And just real quickly, the cards are about the height of most kind of current standard cards, but a little wider. And if it was a full deck, that would be really hard to shuffle. But being the 22, it doesn't become a problem. And I think even enhances the design. You know, I think it really helps. With the gloss, you do kind of want to wipe them down sometimes between, you can see my fingerprints from shuffling. They're not bad, I notice, and since they are so beautiful, I want to make sure that I'm taking good care of them, but you can tell they're loved. So we're just going to pull out a quick message for the week. We will do 3 cards. Let me know what you think of Major Arcana only decks. This is the second one I've done on the channel. Let me know how you use them, what other decks you'd like to see, what type of readings you'd like to see, all of that. For this kind of content and other 2 days early, 2 to 3 days early, bonus content, perks like that, check out the Patreon. To book a reading, I specialize in past life readings, but I do other types as well. Head over to the website, and for more examples of how I read, you can check out my Readings for the Collective playlist or my social media. I am at a lot of places at Source Get Messages. So let's get started with this. We have the Empress. Because of the way the shuffling works with the cards, I'm kind of doing the shuffle until you feel it. So we have the shuffle. We have the Empress joined by the Sun. And Death. Ooh. Well, that's fun. The Empress is a card of creation. You'll see her often referred to as fertility and birth, but fertility and birth in the tarot is not just about babies. It can be, but it's more about creation. It's more about caring about something so much that you put a piece of your soul into it. So I love to see that here with the Sun, because the Sun is like blessings. The way she has it, you can see the creation, that soul energy within it. You know, says if you put it out there, if you put the work into it, if you nurture what you love, then it'll be successful. And then you have it with Death, which is a card of transformation. Usually I try not to speak about death in terms of life cycle, because the card itself is more about growth and new chapters. But to have the Empress and Death, you do have that idea of the life and death cycle, and that moving through our days in the sun, making sure that we are putting our all into it, and that we are taking those lessons and making something out of it, and letting things have their natural cycle. One of the things that happens to a lot of us is we get scared to change, and this says to take it as it comes, pour the love into it, and just constantly change. See everything that's out there and really experience it. I think that's really beautiful, and you can see the way they flow together. It's a nice message, but I would also probably make it a journal entry, or, you know, put it up somewhere for a few days to just let all that beauty inspire me to do that sort of thing, to pour myself into things, which I've been doing here. So I love that. But I also hope that it resonates with you, that you are giving yourself and your life what you can, and enjoying the beauty that's out there, and continuing to grow and go through these cycles. Thank you very much. The major arcana only ones are always a little bit short, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking around to the end, liking, subscribing, all of that. And we'll see you next time.